Before we get started today, I just wanted to announce 2 of the merch winners, but don't worry, there will be more to be announced to every podcast. And to be entered, all you got to do is leave a review on the Apple Podcast page with 5 stars, leave your @, and don't forget to follow the podcast. Don't miss out on getting this exclusive merch. The first 2 winners are Riley and Maya.
Yes.
Good stuff. Now, welcome to Sus, Share Your Scare, where we talk to different people and hear their stories of survival, the paranormal, and all things sus. I'm your host, Brennan Taylor. This is my brother, Jake.
What's up?
And today we have on a very close personal friend. He's a pro dancer, an up-and-coming DJ, a man also known as Gary, Corey Scherer.
What's up, guys? In shining bun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
We go so far back, me and this guy. In case anyone doesn't know, Corey was probably one of my first friends on Vine.
Dude, you were probably my first social media best friend.
That's what I'm thinking, because Corey and I would go on like these text combos late at night, and he'd be telling me about just being a wild child up in Florida.
Don't mention it. Hey, let's go back to the story.
No, but Corey was my dude, man, and I appreciate you. I can't even speak. I appreciate you always, man, because you've always been there. You know, you were reviving me before anyone else was, man. That's a true friend right there.
Dude, what date was that? When did we meet on Vine? Was that 20?
That was like 2013,
2014?
Maybe like 2014, 2015, because I kind of started getting big in 2015, so it was probably 2015.
There's no way it was 2015.
It had to have been, bro, because we're in 2020 now. That was 5 years ago.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So what have you been working on since then? I would love to know.
What have I been working on?
Yeah, what's new? What are you working on now?
You know, bro, I got a bunch of things that are still pretty secret because I don't like to announce stuff until it's like ready.
Yeah.
But like something that people have been getting teased about a little bit is music.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. You're DJing now, huh?
Yeah, bro.
That's the next step. That's really where you got to go with this.
Yeah, I've heard some of it's
fire. Fire. This
Thank
guy's
you.
onto something here.
Thank you.
How did you get into the social media realm, in the world of social media? Because I know you started out as a dancer. Mm-hmm. How did you get into social media?
Dude, it is literally the weirdest story. Like, I never thought in my life I was going to do social media. Like, my entire life growing up since I was like 10, my parents owned a dance studio. So all I knew was I just wanted to be a backup dancer. I just wanted to dance behind, artists. Like, that's it. And then when I turned like 16, we started getting some like wedding gigs, to like break dance at weddings and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, oh, so this can be my job. We go do it. Dude, I got paid $75 and gas was like $40 to get there. So I was like, there's no way I can make this a career.
No way.
And then everybody just kept telling me about Vine. They're like, dude, you got to get on Vine. You're so funny. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be known as funny. I want to be known as a dancer. And then I hopped on Vine and like, Vine just started taking off, and I was like, oh, wow, like, this is actually pretty fun.
And when did you realize that you were going to, like, do this for the rest of your life? Like, money-wise, when did this all start happening?
Like, 2013.
Oh, damn, so early on.
Yeah.
So now you're, like, so known in the comedy and dancing realm, so, like, it kind of worked out, because, like, you do it both now.
Yeah, bro, like, my plan, it was like, okay, keep doing comedy so you can get your fans, get your fan base, and then really show them what you really love doing, which is dancing.
Yep.
And so, like, mixing the two together was, like, perfect.
Damn. And then fast forward now, you're here, you're living in LA, you're living your dream, basically, almost, right?
Yep.
You want your dancing.
I just hung out with Oprah last night.
Just hanging out with Oprah now. Like,
Yeah.
things are getting crazy.
He drives a supercar.
He drives a supercar, bro. You got an Audi R8. What was that like, buying your first supercar? I need to know.
Dog. Getting the Audi R8?
Yes.
Bro. Okay, so the car that I've had, it was a Challenger, and I had it for like 5 or 6 years.
And it was beat up. I'm going to say
dog.
it.
Dude, it got hit like 5 times.
A day.
And I never fixed it. I was like, oh, that's just my Challenger. Yep, the door's bent in. You just got to go around it. But going from the Challenger to the car I have now, bro, it was like so worth the wait, dog.
Right.
Like, there would be years on years going by where I'm like, I want that car. And then God's like telling me, he's like, it's not time.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah,
I
listen
remember
to
the
that
whole
stuff.
time you were like always kind of like, for the past 5 years you were showing me different cars that you wanted to get. And you
Yep.
always just never ended up getting them, and now you're with an R8, man. Congrats on that again.
Thank you, bro.
Do you remember when we went to Hawaii together? Like, we decided to go. Like, this is when we were working out every day, bro. We were shredded.
Yeah, you were shredded.
Dude, this is when we were the Sway Boys.
Yes, bro. Dude, we were the Sway Boys before the Sway Boys were Sway Boys.
You guys hear that?
We were pumping iron in North Hollywood at his apartment every single day. We would meet up and
chugging creatine.
We would be chugging creatine pre-workout, and then we'd go play Rocket League after, bro. This are the times. And then one day we were like, bro, let's go to Hawaii. Why are we here?
Yep.
I remember being in the gym with you thinking like, yeah, this is a brilliant idea. Let's go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And so fast forward, we book our trips to Hawaii. We fly out to Hawaii. And we get there. It's beautiful. My grandpa has this beautiful house. This is the first time like really going and staying with my grandpa's house that lives in Hawaii.
Beautiful house.
Dude, turns out he's rich.
Dude,
Yeah.
rich as fuck.
Right?
He had this house where we walk out in the backyard and you could see the whole Maui. It
There
was
is
insane.
no one near
No,
him.
dude, his house was like a house by itself.
Yeah.
On top of a mountain.
Yeah, and his
that
floor was like all solid green marble.
It was
like,
so nice.
we're all tripping.
Well, we walk into this place, we're like, what, Grandpa, where have you been?
Honestly, bro, that house, I still talk to people about that house. That was so beautiful.
That was a good first
You
day.
go in the backyard and there's just the drop to the beach and the sun and then all the islands.
He had his own little like go-kart tractor thing. Remember when we whipped that around?
Dude, wait, do y'all remember the scooters?
Oh my God. Okay. Explain it. Explain to the people.
Okay, so what day was this? This was like the second day there, third day there,
second
something
or
like
third
that.
day there.
We found these like they weren't like little motorcycles.
They're like
Like
mopeds.
Mopeds, yeah. And we took them for what, 6 hours?
We literally they were like $50 and we rented them. We got them all day long. And
Yeah.
we rode these things throughout the island of Maui. Like I'm pretty sure we lapped the whole island.
Dude, we're
for sure.
riding on the road and there's cars
Yeah,
honking at us and we're like, fuck you.
And bro, these things capped out. They only went like 45
Yeah,
miles
but I'm
per
pretty
hour.
sure he had a faster one. Like, wasn't Corey's faster?
I was hitting jumps.
Yeah, bro.
Remember the speed humps?
Dude, we were going down roads that weren't even roads. Remember we found this little village where we had snow cones?
The snow
Yeah,
cone
and then you
village.
burnt the hell out of
Oh
your
my
leg.
God. Okay, so these
Oh,
things
that's
don't
right.
have like protectors around the exhausts. So I was like trying to like put my kickstand down so we can go stop on the side of the road and buy something or take a picture. And my heel, or not my heel, my calf touched the exhaust. And bro, I literally heard it go tss. And I still have a giant scar on my leg that looks like a zombie bit.
Yeah. What's nuts is like this is before daily vlogging and we did all that stuff. So like we
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
have that one video.
There's like one video.
Where you guys were like eating the lizard and stuff. Remember that? Like, but that's all. Like I went back and looked at that video hoping to see like a lot more, and it's just kind of like, it was just like a YouTube video.
This was the fun part about, I feel like, life, and in a way, like where we weren't focused on making videos yet. This was our prime, but we weren't not our prime, but like our prime in the Vine era and such.
For sure.
We didn't like try to make videos or anything like that. We were just having fun, and that's
Yeah.
what the best part.
Yeah,
about
you guys
it
were
was.
posting like once a week and just had to get that one video. But the other besides that, you guys were just having fun. You
That-
know?
That's what made the content so good.
That's what
Yeah.
made it good. Now it's like we got to do what we got to do, so it's kind of like force behind it. And
Yeah,
stuff.
but I also like looking back at that stuff and being like, yo, I remember that. And I get to see a video of like
Yeah.
the whole thing, and it's a lot different now. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me.
dude,
It's wild looking back and being like, how are the years going by that
so fast.
I got fat.
As time goes by too, time goes faster. I feel like as we get older, but I think it might be just our idea of time, because think about it, from
1
right
to
now,
5.
Yeah, 1 to 5, it was only 5 years of your life, but from 1 to 20, that's already 20 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like time goes by a lot faster. But do you remember, bro? I don't even know if we should talk about this.
Or
but
wait, are you about to say what I think you're about to say?
I am about to say it. Should I?
If you want.
Okay. So at this time, we're not like this anymore, but at this time we were just two young guys that wanted to have a good time.
We were two young kids in Hawaii.
in Hawaii. So
who didn't know any better.
we didn't know any better. We started looking for the island for some ganja. We were on a search for ganja.
We were on a mission.
A mission.
Okay?
And where'd you find it?
Wait, we're getting there. So we're asking around, like we're being the most sus people ever. Like, hey, you know anywhere we can get some stuff? You know. We're talking about marijuana, by the way. If anyone's thinking we're talking about anything crazy,
Not weed, marijuana.
marijuana. And anyways, we find a homeless man a homeless man, like straight up. This man probably has not washed his hands anything in years.
It's nothing.
And he ends up selling us weed. Tell us about this weed that he sold us, bro.
Okay, wait. First of all, I want to say this. I got to get more into the story.
Go ahead.
The way that we found this homeless man, we're walking around. What was it, like a dock area?
Yeah, it was like the dock.
restaurants and everything. And, we're like, where is it? Like, where can we go? Like, let's find some. Oh, my bad. I'm like, let's find some. And we see this homeless guy, like, riding his bike. And
It was like a unicycle, bro.
His chain is broken on it, bro. Like, the entire thing's done, and he's riding it. And we're like, let's go ask him. It looked like he was an undercover cop waiting for us.
Yeah.
That's how set up he was there.
Yeah, I walked away. I was like, I don't know them.
You
like,
did?
Yeah,
like,
it
I'm
was
out.
just Corey and I was like, Corey, you do it, bro. You do it. I don't want to do it.
So we walk up to him, and, we had a little conversation, and he hands us a baggie. And, I mean, this was how many years ago, bro?
Bro, this
like 4 years ago?
4 years
what I'm
ago,
saying?
yeah.
Okay, and we were little kids, so we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
But he hands us the bag, and we're like, all right. And we walk away. And we're looking at the bag, and we're like, what the fuck is this?
He's like straight dirt.
He sold us straight, what is it, like basil oregano? Like, that wasn't weed, bro. Like, he went into his kitchen, he found some salt and pepper, and then he went and found some grass and dirt and put it all in a bag. He's like, yeah, let's give it to these kids.
We got scammed there, but then later down the line, somehow I met that girl. You remember when I met that girl who ended up giving us some? Bro,
yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so
we were riding scooters.
We got
we rolled up on
we got scammed from the homeless guy. But then I knew this girl who lived in Hawaii, and I was like, hey, do you like know anyone? She's like, oh my god, just your lucky day. Like, I actually am that person that you need to know. And I was like, oh great. Like, can we link up? Keep in mind, like, this girl is like getting married now, or she was getting married at the time. This was 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, that I met up with her, and
new to me.
she had a fiance or something. Anyways, I'm like, hey, thank you for the weed, and then, like, she starts wanting to make out with me. So I was like, fuck, am I gonna like whore myself? And my mom's watching this. Anyways, I made out with the girl for the weed, and I come back into the over where all the motorbikes are, and Jake goes, what's all over your face? Because she was wearing lipstick and I had it all over me and I didn't know, but I was like, hey boys, I got the stuff.
Bro, you did it for the team, bro.
I had to take one for the team, man.
You did it for the team,
and
dog.
then do you remember we went back to my grandpa's to smoke it, and then my grandpa's coming back and we're like, oh god, we gotta hide the stuff, so we're trying to get rid of everything.
We're scared.
And he walks out like, y'all smoking weed out here? And we're like, no, why would you think that, Grandpa? No. And he's like, don't worry, guys. He pulls up his arm,
tattoo,
and he has a marijuana leaf tattooed on his arm.
And we've never seen it our whole entire life.
Dude, the entire week we were like, if he knows, like, this is like, we're kicked out. He's never talking to us again. He's going to hate us. And then he's just like, oh, well, check this out.
Yeah, and then he ended up giving me like that little blunt holder.
Yeah.
And that was smoked by Jimi Hendrix.
That's right.
He used to smoke with Jimi Hendrix, he told us back in the day.
The roach holder.
Yes. Bro, the dude was a legend altogether. Lives in this crazy Maui mansion.
Yeah, I remember childhood stories with that guy. He used to have like a really long ponytail, and when I'd sit on his shoulders, it looked like I had poop hair coming out my butt. Anyways, that's off topic. Let's continue.
Dude.
I like that story, bro.
No, the guy's a legend. Shout out to Steve if you're listening to this. Papa Steve, what's up? He's a surfer dude, like straight from Pismo. Like, he was surfing all his life, and I actually would be put on his surfboard when I was a kid and surf. Like, he would surf with me on the front of his board.
Dang.
And do you remember we did like a little bit of surfing when we were there?
I do remember that, bro.
And like, I stood up. I think it was in my blood. Maybe I should be a surfer.
I don't know.
The next, oh man, what's that movie called? Was it Blue Crush?
Or the one where the girl loses her arm.
Oh yeah,
Fuck,
bro.
that'd be bad, man. We got to get someone on that's lost a limb to a shark, because that would be an intense story.
That would be an intense story, bro.
But bro, look, we had a great time in Hawaii up until this point, right?
Yeah.
We did everything. We went on hikes. We went to waterfalls. We went to what else did we do out
Road
there?
to Hana.
We did Road to Hana.
What about that teriyaki beef? Remember that, bro? We went to that restaurant and it was like teriyaki beef.
Oh yeah.
Come on, bro. That's all I have to say.
I remember that. It was bomb. But
No, it was amazing. You're not sticking on
Sorry,
the subject as long as we should.
Tell him about it.
I had the best food I've ever had in my life at this restaurant in Hawaii, and I don't remember.
Was this the
what it
one that was
called.
like the little outdoor?
Yeah, it was
Yes.
outside. Papa
Yes.
Steve took us. Remember? That was like the first day we got there.
And they had teriyaki beef.
They had some
Yeah.
crazy stuff.
It was so good.
So good.
Okay, and then okay, so we did a lot of stuff there.
Yeah,
and
we
then
went jet skiing.
we went jet skiing.
And then
we
you
went
guys-
jet skiing once, right? Okay, so we went jet skiing. It was a great experience. Like,
Yeah.
so much fun that we wanted to do it again.
Yeah, the weather was perfect. Everything was amazing.
The whole day was so beautiful, right? Leading up to this. Then, what was it? 2 days later, we decided this was like maybe the second to last day of the trip. Like we were almost off of this trip.
I think this was the day before we left.
Yeah. We accomplished everything we wanted to. We had memories for a
day.
lifetime. We had a free day, and we decided. Corey and I decided that we wanted to jet ski again. We
Yeah.
thought, this is a great idea. Let's jet
Yeah.
ski.
Yeah, and I was broke, so I was like, I'm not doing that again. You know?
Jake, I flew Jake out there. That was
Yeah.
the reason Jake came because I wanted him to have a little vacation.
Yeah.
But
Facts.
anyways, listen. So we go jet skiing, right? And this day that we went jet skiing, like when we got on the boat, we kind of had like an idea, like, damn, maybe we shouldn't be jet skiing today because it started like raining out there. The waves were super choppy,
Stupid.
and it was like it was a bad idea. Like we were getting these signs given to us, but at the time we weren't really like looking for signs. We were just trying to have a good time. And anyways, we get our life vests on. We get on our jet skis. We're having a good time for what, like 15 minutes or so.
like 15, 20.
We're chasing each other's jumps. We're having a great time hopping each other's jumps. And then shit, this is I'm not saying this is your biggest scare, but this was one of my biggest scares, and it happened with Corey. So let's share your scare, man. Let's talk about it. What do you want to go off a little bit?
Where should we start it?
Let's
bro?
start off from being
Because
in
for me, it's like such a dream.
yeah. Let's talk about from what you remember happening. So from us being on the boat to getting on the jet skis.
Okay.
From the beginning, like starting the ride on the second day.
All right, so all I remember is, pretty much what you were saying. You were saying how it was, starting to rain. We kept asking, are you sure that we're allowed to go out? And they're just like, yeah, go. Just go. And we're like, but it's kind of pouring rain. It kind of looks like it's hard to see. Like, no, you're fine. Just go. It'll stop raining. So we go out there, and we were shredding it, bro.
Dude.
We were jumping it. We were
flying, dude. And these guys, the other thing is they don't teach you really how to ride. They just say
No.
pull the throttle and go. And if you want to turn, you have to keep pulling the throttle because once you stop, I guess on a jet ski, you can't turn anymore. It like loses the control of it. So that's all they told us about it. And they gave us a life vest and said go out there.
Yep. And so, we're out there, and it just started pouring rain, like really bad. Like it was just, I remember it so vaguely, bro. Like it's like, I remember 10 seconds of just not being able to see, and it was just raining and just going so fast. And then from there, all that I remember is just like, it's so weird, dog.
Yeah.
Cause like we're not even like really into the story yet, and like it still feels like a dream.
Yeah,
Cause I can see myself in the situation as it's
Yeah.
happening, and it's like, but I didn't witness it like that. It actually happened to me.
Right. And the crazy thing is Corey and I have never had this really like full on. We never talked about this situation ever like since it happened. I mean, like, yeah, we've discussed a little bit, but never full in detail like we're about to do right now.
That's
So
why it's so weird.
it's I don't even know where to begin. So we're out there. I guess
Weren't you guys like racing around, like playing?
We were playing. We're jumping each other's waves. Corey was like, hop my waves, and I was like, okay, fire. So Corey's like flying. I'm going over his waves, like going boom, boom. We're going like 60 miles per hour in the middle of the ocean. Keep in mind, it's getting choppier and choppier. The waves are getting bigger. So Corey's going, and he's gone. Right now, he's past me. There's this huge wave that I'm going over, and I thought it was Corey's wave, because I was jumping his waves. And this huge wave's coming. Like I'm going up this wave, and right when I hit the tip, I see Corey stopped. I was thinking he was going to keep going because I was going to hop the wave, but he was just sitting there on his bike, stopped, and I was coming up the wave going, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 miles per hour up this wave. And I remember going off the wave, and now I'm in the air coming straight at Corey, like with the jet ski. I'm on the jet ski. Corey's sitting on his jet ski, and I just remember hearing like a loud boom, and like hitting Corey with the jet ski. And I kid you not, in the moment that this happened, bro, I thought I saw your legs go one way and your body go the other. Like, I was so terrified that I just killed you in this moment. Like, I thought, oh my God, like, what the fuck just happened? Like, this was the most surreal moment that has ever happened to me. My heart sunk. I flew off the jet ski. I look over, both the jet skis are floating away in the middle of the ocean. You're not on your jet ski. I don't know where you are. I'm looking around. I'm starting to try to scream for help, but we're in the middle of the fucking ocean.
We're like a mile out.
A mile out. There's no other boats. There's no nothing. And I see Corey. He's like, he has his life vest on, so he's kind of barely above water, like trying to catch a breath. And I swim over to Corey. I'm trying to get him out of the water a little bit, like up in the air, but we have nothing to get on top of because like we're in the middle of the ocean. Our things are floating away, our jet skis. And I remember like getting up out of water enough and seeing a kid. There was another kid who was jet skiing at the time, and I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs, hoping that this kid will hear me. And we're just both in the water, and I'm like holding you, and Corey's like barely talking. Like you sounded like you were like choking on your own words, bro. Like, and I was like so scared that you weren't even gonna have legs when I pulled you out of that water. Like, I was terrified of that. So the kid comes over to us. I get onto the kid's jet ski, and I have to pull you out of the water. Like, just me, because the kid's on the jet ski. There's three people on a jet ski now. You're barely hanging onto the side of this jet ski. When I pulled you out, I said, oh my God, thank God you still have your legs and stuff. Because that's what the first time I saw. Like, I thought I was going to pull you out half a body, bro.
Oh my God.
My heart was fucking in my stomach. I was scared to death. I get you over there. I'm screaming to the kid, go to the boat. Like, we need to get him out of this right now. Our jet skis, I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if like they charged us or something, tried to charge us at the end, but they didn't because they let us go. But get us to this boat. They bring a dinghy out to us because the kid tells his father, who is like he was riding with, to go race back and get some help. Help comes. They're in this we're in this little dinghy now, and I have to get you from the jet ski into the dinghy with the other guy. So like the guy's trying to like without hurting you because we don't know what's wrong with Corey at this time.
Was he conscious?
Corey was conscious, but barely.
Was I in and out?
You were in and out, and you were like trying to speak, but you couldn't speak. Like you were like.
What was I? Really?
Like I literally thought like you were dying at this point.
And you don't remember any of this?
No.
So
I remember like there's some parts that like I remember, but like I don't remember trying to speak.
That's crazy, bro. Because I remember being like, yo, we got to be careful with getting him out of this boat. And when we were in the water for a while, bro, there was a time where I thought, you know, when I was trying to get you out of the first initial water to the kid's jet ski, that I wasn't going to be able to lift you up out of this thing. Because we were both, I was exhausted too from trying to paddle to like the kid in the first place. And then trying to pull you up on this thing without hurting you. It was crazy. Then the boat comes. We get you on the boat. Me and the man that was driving the boat. We ended up picking you up, both of us, getting you on this thing and trying not to touch you just because we had to rush over back to shore. And as we're on shore, we're hitting every fucking wave because it was so choppy.
Bad.
I remember Corey
I remember you yelling at him.
Yeah, I was like, bro, slow the fucking boat. Like, we need to like slow this boat down. Like, I understand this is an emergency, but we need to get there. You know, you're gonna kill him before he gets there.
Yeah.
They're calling ambulances and stuff. Like, you hear all the ambulances coming from all over, like different directions. We finally get to shore. They have like I jump out of the boat before we even get to the shore, and I start screaming to like random people to come help pull the boat up because I was like, my friend's hurt, pull up the boat. 5-10 different families come over. Everyone's pulling up this boat that you're still on. The ambulance people come down. They jump inside of the boat, like while it's on shore. They put you on like the whatever it's called that they hold you on.
Yeah, like the stretcher type thing.
Yeah, the stretcher thing. But the one that they carried you back up to the rocks, and now we're both in this ambulance, bro. In the ambulance, I'm crying my eyes out. I don't know what to do. Like, I thought like I either just basically killed you, or because we still didn't know anything that was wrong with him. Like, he couldn't breathe. They were hooking him up in the back. They were like doing like emergency work on you and shit in the back. And I'm like freaking out because Jake wasn't there. No one was there. It was just me and Corey. So I was like, I have to, like, I'm there with him. I rode in the ambulance with him, and the whole time they didn't tell me what was wrong. They're like, yeah, he could be having major internal organ failure, or his spine could be broken. Like, they were just telling me every bad thing. And I remember calling my mom in the ambulance and was like, Mom, like I'm freaking out right now. Corey might be dying in the back of the ambulance right now. And like that, my mom's like screaming at me over the phone, like, what do you mean? Like, she didn't understand. And I just remember being so, like, I couldn't even like function in this ambulance, bro. Like, I was like full on body shaking, like terrified for you that you were not going to make it out of this.
Damn.
And then I mean, I don't know if you remember anything else in the hospital.
Dude, so I can even like take it back a little bit.
Go for it.
So kind of some stuff that I remember, just going back on that story. I don't remember like getting hit.
Yeah.
I don't remember none of that. Everything's pretty much just like flashes.
Yeah.
You know, all I remember is we were riding it was stupid raining hard, and then the next thing I remember is you are like holding me in the ocean, and I just see our jet skis like 100 feet away from us floating away.
Yeah.
And this is while the waves are bad. It's
Bouncing
raining
us.
bad.
Bro, I remember that moment. Like, it's come to me in a couple of nightmares before, because it was such like a what do we do moment. Like, there's no one to ask for help for. It was just
In the middle
us
of the
in the
ocean.
middle
Yeah,
of the ocean.
it probably felt like those movies when
Dude,
like the
it felt
shipwreck. Like
it felt like a movie, because I was like trying to like being so terrified in the moment. I had like no energy in me to like. I mean, I had adrenaline rushing, but like nothing was coming out when I was like trying to scream. Like I felt like I was screaming at the top of my lungs, just like help, bloody murder, screaming, and no one could hear me, bro. I literally thought that this was it. Like we were gonna like, you know what I mean? I thought we were gonna just get sucked out to sea and die at that point,
me
because
too.
we didn't have
Me
our
too.
jet skis. There was no way that I was gonna be able to like just hold you the
No.
whole way.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
we were just gonna. It was just an awful.
yeah, and like
situation.
and you couldn't even like leave Corey to go get a jet ski and come back
because he could have went forward, because he couldn't move. Like
he could have spun over and then drowned.
he would have went face first in the ocean. And I feel like when I did first find you,
I
bro,
was face
you're
first.
face first.
Yep.
I grabbed him by the back of his life vest and I pulled him up like this from out of the water. And bro, you were
Was
just
I
coughing.
awake?
You were like awake, but you were like like you couldn't move, like you were drowning underneath that when I lifted your head up out of the water. And then from there I laid you on your back, so you were in the water floating, but I still like had you. And then that's when I was just screaming for the kid.
Dude, but didn't it take like 15 minutes for that kid to find us?
It took a while. Like, I'm summing it up for the take of this video, but like it took like maybe not 15 minutes, but maybe like 5 to 7, 8 minutes of me sit in the middle of the ocean screaming for help, for someone to finally, by the grace of God, that he even saw us, because it was that choppy.
Yeah, and definitely when you're in like a situation like that, those 5 minutes feel like an hour. You know?
Oh yeah, it felt like forever, bro. But like luckily, like you had an amazing healing process. What did the doctors say broke, and like what happened?
Dude, so I remember once I got there, because I remember the ambulance ride, which by the way, guys, it was a 50-minute
Oh my God, I remember
ambulance ride to the hospital.
The hospital was so far
That's
from
how
where
far
we
we
were.
were.
Yeah.
50 minutes.
I forgot
And
about
so
that.
they're telling me, because I'm in the back, and I'm like, yo, like this isn't good. And the guy's like, oh no, you might be okay. You might just have like one broken rib, and you might get let go tonight. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe he's bullshitting me, but I'm liking it. It's making me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
We get to the hospital, everything's kind of chill, and then out of nowhere, there's like, we're rushing you to the ER now, blah, blah, blah. They go pushing me in there. They cut me open. I remember they grabbed scissors, because this is whenever they found out that one of my ribs like poked a hole into my lung. And so it was right here. So they're like, your lung is, bleeding out right now, or it's filling up with blood. We have to cut you open and put a tube in there. And I was like, okay, well, put me to sleep. And they're like, no, like we have to do it now. We're not putting you to sleep. And I was like, shit. So she grabs scissors and she stabs me.
Oh my God, no way.
She stabs me right here, and she starts going like that with the scissors, right? Just moving it around. Then she gets her 2 fingers, puts it in the hole, and then starts going like that to make it bigger. Then they bring out like a 2-foot long tube, and they just put it right here, and they're just pushing it in me, and then rubbing it against my like lung to try to find the hole, and then they stuff it in the hole. And I was awake the whole time,
you
dog.
felt that whole
I
thing.
felt the whole, like, it felt like a sword that was on fire was just like going down like my insides,
Damn.
That's nuts.
you know.
I can't
But
even
that's
imagine.
not even everything. So everything that was wrong, it was 9 broken ribs, the hole in my lung,
Did you have something wrong with your spleen or something?
my spleen twisted twice, like it spun, like got tangled up twice. I broke a part of my spine. They said that I was, remember this? They said I was less than a centimeter from being paralyzed from the part of my spine that broke.
Yeah, and I remember, bro, like we had this discussion too, that because Corey was more bigger than I was at this time, like a lot, like beefier than I was at this time.
It was all that creatine.
That was it, man. But no, I remember the doctor even telling me, like, because when he was talking to me about like what happened and stuff, he told me, he's like, if things were reversed, you probably wouldn't even be alive. Corey has bigger muscle mass that kept him from being okay. You probably would have died at the time, he told me. And I was like, whoa, if roles were reversed at that point.
That's fucked.
And that just shows like life is so precious. Like we went out there to have a good time. We
On
were a couple
vacation.
days away from going home from vacation, and
Yeah.
everything changed, bro, in that instant. But like the one thing that I have realized from that accident, bro, is that you are a superhuman, because you not only handled that so like crazy, like so good, but you also healed from that faster than anyone that I have ever
Yeah.
seen go through a crazy traumatic accident like that.
And you got to spend a lot more time in Hawaii, right?
With your grandpa. It was amazing. I
Yeah.
gotta say, those extra couple weeks at his house, or that week at his house, was great.
Yeah, your whole family flew out, right?
Yes,
yeah.
bro. It was
'cause
good.
you couldn't fly. He couldn't fly back right away because they said, what did they say?
His lung would explode.
Yeah,
or
my
something?
lung would explode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try it. No.
Let's see what happens, right? Dude,
But you know what? You don't want to know what's wild?
what?
So I remember they told me, they were like, yeah, you know, you're probably never gonna dance again. It'll be a year to learn how to walk again. Blah blah blah. 5 weeks after that accident, I went on that YouTube dance show and
Yeah.
won.
Dude, I remember that. Yeah, he was walking already, like what, like 4 days after that
Yes,
shit. Like he
it
was up.
didn't make sense. It's because they told me.
Yeah.
They told me. I was like, what do I got to do to leave? And they're like, when you can walk, you can leave. And I was like, bet.
Say less.
But we forgot to mention this. For like the first 3 days or 4 days after the accident, do you remember that they thought that my left leg was paralyzed?
Yes, I
You
remember
remember
them-
that? So
I remember them
that's
telling you
why.
that.
So that's why they were like, you're not gonna walk. Like, we think that your left leg is like dead. But it just got
Like the
hit
nerves,
so hard
yeah,
that
they
the
were-
nerves were just like still chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But can I tell y'all a story real
Tell
quick?
us, yeah.
I don't know if I've told you guys this, and it is like this is all God. Like, I recovered so fast because of God. Like, I prayed to Him and got so close to Him, like, during that like recovery time. And this little story I'm about to tell you is just God. I got hit, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to the sand. We're waiting for the ambulance.
Yeah.
So, what I remember is we're sitting there laying, or I'm laying. Brennan comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm on the phone with your mom and dad. Do you want to talk to them?" And I was like, "Yeah." Let me talk to them real quick. You give me the phone, and I'm like, "Hey, mom. Hey, dad. I just want to let you guys know, like, I'm okay. Like, I'm about to go to the hospital. I'm going to be fine." I was like, "Okay, here. Love you guys." And I give it back to Brennan. But that never happened.
Yeah, I was trying to remember when that
That
happened.
didn't happen.
Wow.
Like, my parents told me, like, weeks after the accident, they're like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "We never talked to you while you were laying on the beach."
That's crazy.
And I was
That's like
"Are you
almost
sure?"
like I mean, not to say like you were gonna die, but like could have been like closure for yourself.
That
to,
was like the
hear your
DMT
parents.
releasing.
Oh shit.
That was my little trip.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
To
mean,
give
because
you like happiness. you
yeah,
know?
because you did go through a very dramatic situation right there. That I'm guessing some kind of endorphins are releasing something during something like that. You know, I can only
Yeah.
imagine, just to like calm your body down, because, man,
Yeah.
I remember though. That's crazy that when you speak about God like that, because when something crazy like that happens, the first thing I thought of was like, please God, please let Corey be okay. Like in the middle of the ocean, like that was the first thing I do is went to a prayer. And I don't really pray that often as much as I would like to, but that was the first thing that I thought I needed to do right then and there, was like to pray, because bro, it was terrifying.
Facts, bro.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Not
Yeah.
only did I almost kill you, but I saved you too.
No, you did, dog. You 100% saved me.
But I also
Like-
caused it. I'm sorry, man.
But no, dude. Like, that was, the whole accident was not your fault at all, dog. No, that was a freak accident. But you did save me, 100%. Like,
we're
if
homies.
you 100, that's why you're my best friend, dog.
Love you,
Come
man.
on, dude. I love you too, bro. For real.
You guys gonna
If-
make out?
after
about
the
Once the
podcast.
camera's cut, geez.
Come on, Jake. You
way,
know this.
Way to kill a beautiful
You hang
moment.
around us,
Yeah,
dog.
that's true. I sometimes join them.
Fuck, what was I about to say?
Way to kill him
Dude, I had
all
something so important to say. Give me a second. Okay, wait. Kissing Brennan. I'm trying to take it back to where I was going. It's gone.
It's
in the
alright.
podcast.
It's all right, man. Look, that's an insane story, and have you experienced anything else that's your scariest moments as well? Because I know I kind of jumped in there and put this story in there. Did you have another scare that you wanted to talk about?
Dude, all of my scares are just like haunted stuff. You know, Like, it's all just ghost related.
Yeah.
Like, that's really the only other things that have been scaring me life-wise.
Tell me about, because I remember back in the day you told me about because remember when I took you, Sam, and Colby, and I pranked you guys with that with the demon, where Jake was the demon up in the mountains.
Yes,
That was
asshole.
so good.
And you were telling me on that ride up there that you had a ghost at your old family's house.
Yeah.
What was that? Tell me about that. He's been haunted his whole life, basically, is what you told me.
Shadow Man.
Is that what it was?
I think that's what it is, yeah.
What was it? What happened back in the day?
So, I was like, you know, like 13 years old, I think, when I started playing with the Ouija board in my old house. And it was just a party, you know, thing. It was like all my friends over. I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to, you know, scare everybody that's here.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you that ghosts are real. Because everyone's like, ghosts aren't real. But then when you pull out the Ouija board and it starts moving, you know, people start believing you.
Right.
But one of the craziest things that's ever happened, and this is actually so nuts. This was back in 2012, and it was my two homies from Atlanta, Bam and Blueprint. You know Blueprint,
Yeah, I know Blueprint.
And this is back in 2012. This is like before social media and all that. And they're in Florida. Bam does not believe in like God. He doesn't, you know, at the time he was like kind of atheist, and I was like, well, let me prove to you that spirits are real. Let me show you that, you know, this shit's real. And he's like, let's do it, bro. We get the Ouija board, we start playing it in my room. You know, everything's going to plan. Like, stuff's happening when it's supposed to, and I'm like, I told you guys. And then Bam is like, let me talk to Beelzebub. And I was like, who is that? And he's like, Lucifer. And I was like, dog, what are you doing? Like, you don't do this.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. He's like, I'm going to see if it's real. So me and Blue dip. We leave the room. We're like, we want nothing to do with that.
Right.
Because we're already talking to demons. I don't want to summon the devil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 5 minutes go by. Bam comes running into the other room that we went to. And he's like almost crying. And dude, remind you, at this time, I think Bam was probably like 24 or 25 back then.
Right. So
like he's an
grown.
adult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what happened? What happened, bro? And he's like, I can't tell you. He's like, I'm not telling you till tomorrow. I can't tell you, bro. And I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, your closet door opened by itself. And then I asked it something else, and then the light started flickering, so I ran in here. And as he's telling me this, the doorknob of the room that we're in starts shaking by itself, going crazy. And I'm like, what the like, I've never seen this. I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, oh, it's probably just your parents, you know, messing with us. So he opens the door, and there's no one there. He closes the door. It immediately starts shaking again.
No way.
As we're standing there. Like, dude, the doorknob is going crazy. So we're freaking out. About 2 minutes go by. Shadows start walking under the door. Like, multiple shadows are just walking back and forth under the door. And then Blue is like, wow. So it is your parents trying to scare us. Opens the door. There's no one there. Oh, shit. So they tell me, go into your parents' room and make sure they're asleep. So I run to my parents' room, and they're sleeping. There's no one awake. It's like 4 a.m. right now. And then, let me try to think of like the craziest part that happened.
Like, so how did you end up like dealing with this in your house? Did you just leave it? Like, was it just always there?
Wait, it gets worse though.
Oh shit.
It gets worse. So then after that, you know, we're realizing the shit's really going on. We're back in the room, and we're all just laying down. Then out of nowhere, the ladder to the bunk bed falls and lands on Blue's face, right? And so we're like, what is going on? So then we all wake up again. We're awake, you know, because the ladder fell. And we see lights flashing from under the door. And we're like, what is going on? We open it. All of the lights in the kitchen are flickering at different times. So I go to the light switch, and I'm turning it on and off. The light switch is doing nothing. If it's off, the lights are still flickering. If it's on, the lights are still just going in. So Blue goes, can I pray? And I was like, yeah, bro. He walks into the kitchen, and he goes, in the name of Jesus. He didn't even finish saying Jesus, and it just goes pitch black and stops.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's insane. So
that's where it started.
So you never ended up getting it out of this house, right?
No.
See, this is the thing that I always, like, you know, I get nervous about Ouija boards, is the fact that something could come in and never leave, bro. Because you've been dealing with the same, like, shit happening in the house forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's scary, dude. I can't imagine
There's
like
been a lot.
being haunted by something. Were you pissed at your homie for like calling out for like Lucifer?
In the moment I was.
Yeah, I'd be like, why the fuck would you do that?
But dude, for some reason I found that stuff so cool. I was like, oh, he made it more haunted. Hell yeah.
Really?
So dude, in my room, I used to have sleep paralysis like twice a week. And I would always wake up and there would be an old man standing next to my closet.
Fuck that, bro.
Very weird, right?
Hell no.
So
yeah.
we moved out of that house, but you know, my parents, they own a dance studio, and one of the girls that goes to the studio, her boyfriend's family moved into that house, and he told her, and they have no idea that it's haunted, but he told her that he wakes up every other night and there's an old man standing next to the closet.
And you saw this same old man.
And that's my bedroom.
Oh my.
He sleeps in my bedroom.
Wait,
and
so
that's where I saw it.
Did you ever try to track back what this old man could have been? Like maybe he lived in that house, or maybe there's a reason why you're seeing an old man.
I think the old man's the shadow man.
Oh fuck. And that's like the guy that was causing the shadows underneath.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then when you woke up in that sleep paralysis state, how realistic did this man look? Did it look like there was really someone there? Like you couldn't see through this
yeah.
man, nothing like that?
No, bro. It was very real. Like it's a
Wow.
person.
And you saw his facial features?
Yeah.
Really?
But it was mostly, you know, kind of shaded up, but it was an old guy.
Wow. Did he look like devilish, or was he more like just like an old nice man?
Just like creepy, all in black, staring at you,
Wow.
you know? You know what's crazy too? I haven't had sleep paralysis since high school. And then I went to the catacombs with Elton this year. And then we did an investigation with all the roommates a week ago. And I've had sleep paralysis those 2 mornings after those 2 investigations. And I haven't had that happen, you know, since almost 8 years ago. But now sleep paralysis is coming back.
No way. And what are you seeing in it?
So this was like 4 days ago that I had it.
Uh-huh.
And this was so strange. I'm sleeping, right? I wake up and I'm looking around and I'm laying in the bed and I'm like, oh no, I'm having sleep paralysis. Let me try waking myself up. So I'm like, let me try yelling the roommates' names. So I'm trying to yell their names.
Which one did you yell first?
Jake. And so I'm yelling Jake and nothing's coming out. Like it just sounded like a
Oh, shit.
like in my sleep paralysis, that's what it sounded like. And so then probably 30 seconds go by. I'm trying to wiggle my fingers. I'm trying to wiggle my toes and nothing's happening. And then finally I wake up and I stand up and I start looking at my hands and everything. I'm looking around the room and I'm like, oh, wow, I was having sleep paralysis. That was scary. And then I actually wake up.
Oh, so you're like a false awakening almost.
Right?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
scary.
Sleep paralysis went to waking up, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm awake now. But then I actually wake up.
But that almost makes you think
It was like a dream in a dream.
that almost makes you think, how do we know we're really even living right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if our dream state is the only state in which we really are alive? Ooh, dun 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 dun.
That's a little
I don't want to think
That's a
about
different
that
kind
stuff.
of podcast.
that's
That's the conspiracy.
share your
part.
reality.
Yeah. No, so okay, so now you why do you keep going back into these like scary situations? And like I know you do a lot of like scary haunted investigation type videos and stuff. Why do you keep putting yourself in this situation if it causes you these sleep paralysis and all these other things?
Because like sleep paralysis is like the only really like negative that I know of that it's like causing lately, you know?
Yeah.
Like I enjoy it. Like I'm super into like what's on the other side, what happens when you die.
Yeah.
Like, are there spirits here? Can they see us right now? Like, can we really talk to them? Like, I'm stupid into that.
Yeah, well, that leads me to my next question. What are your thoughts on what happens when you die? What are your thoughts? Because I love this conversation.
Dude, so one, I am like 100%, you know, like Christian. Like, I love God. He saved me. But like, I've been getting very spiritual this year.
Yeah.
And so I've been coming up with like and hearing a lot of theories on this and that. And I just find it very like, just like, you know how there's so many different religions?
Yeah.
And like a lot of religions are like, oh, you believe in that one, so you're going to hell.
Mhm.
Like I believe that there's one God and he's all of us.
All of them, yeah.
You know, but like we humans, I guess, separated it into different groups, and we're like, no, this is my God, that is your God. You know, you're going to hell because you believe in that one. And I'm kind of more on the, no, we all have
the same God.
Yeah. And like you either go to heaven, or you like maybe get reincarnated.
Really?
You know, maybe you become someone's guardian angel. Like maybe your time on earth, like it's all a wisdom thing. Like it's like you got to get to a certain level, and then when you die, God would be like, okay, you're going to be this person's guardian angel because you're this smart. Okay. You're going to chill up here in heaven with me and watch over the kids.
Yeah.
You know, like what if that's how it is?
That's interesting. My theory on it is when, you know how they say when you die, you see like a flash of light or whatever, right? Well, my theory is when you die, unless you fully succeeded in the path that you were supposed to go on in life, right? If you did everything you were supposed to do when you were down here, for example, let's use Martin Luther King. Like, yes, he did his amazing speech, but had he done everything he wanted to do, I feel like then he would have succeeded. You know what I mean? Like in his lifespan, like his full life goal. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. So my theory is when you die and you see that flash, unless you did everything you were supposed to do, it goes right to the birth, and you're now a new soul coming alive, and that flash is really you coming out again, reincarnating.
Stop.
And you are now a new human to set on to do that path again until you get it right.
Stop.
So if you're meant to solve world hunger, you're going to keep being put in different bodies until you solve world hunger.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah.
But I mean, you gotta think of like I don't even know what I believe anymore. But you know, like how the earth was made and how the dinosaurs are not here, and you know Jesus was real. But you don't know anything prior to that. Like if you go back on science, where did God ever come in? And like I don't know. I just like you gotta believe like how the earth was made and how everything is here today.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm even going with that.
No, I mean, I got a lot.
Like, there's both sides of it. Like, I believe there's a hell and a heaven, and there has to be a God and someone watching over us. But also, like, science proves a lot too.
Jake's a Scientologist, I think.
No, I don't even think it's
That's
Scientology.
what it sounds like over here.
It's just like
You've been going by that place in Hollywood.
I know he was, right?
I mean,
all
all
they're giving you pamphlets and stuff.
hey, all I was gonna say is, you know how they say aliens built like the pyramids and like all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
What if our God was actually an alien that came down and taught us everything we need to know? And that's what we're like looking up to
Or
and making stories about.
If we're just a video game to the aliens.
Yeah,
and
maybe
they're
Elon
just
Musk is playing us or something.
They're just controlling everything.
Dude, if I'm a video game character, bro, I want some upgrades, man.
Right? I want an 8-pack.
Come on, like, dude, let me eat McDonald's and have abs. Come on,
For
dude.
real.
Come on, video game developers. Step it up.
And with the way video games are going, like soon they're gonna be like, because they already look realistic as hell. If you guys have seen the PS5 trailer or the Xbox X Series trailer, they look crazy. The gameplay looks insane. I can only imagine. Like, have you guys seen that movie with Gerard Butler where they're in the game and everyone's putting VR on and then they're playing as different characters?
What was it called? Like One Up or I don't know.
Game Time.
Game Over.
Game Over.
Yeah.
With Gerard Butler. Great movie. But like I'm thinking stuff like that's gonna start to happen. And then think about catfish cases then when people are like playing as a different avatar, like as a woman when they're a man, like and then they want to like bring you into their houses.
I think people are
And shit could happen, bro, because that's what happens in the movie.
Facts.
Like there's this old like 40-year-old like big nasty greasy man, and he's playing as like a really hot like 18-year-old girl, and he's like doing shit.
That's what I think is kind of what it's gonna go.
We're gonna get to
because you know, look at already how many people are obsessed, you know, with video games,
right?
And then look at VR. All you have to do is put on, you know, a headset, and you're in a completely different reality. Like you can be whoever you want to be.
And if you tie in social media, everyone loves to be social online, but not in real life. So when they're this VR, they're not themselves. They can be anyone they want to be.
Because imagine how much more comfortable someone feels if, like, you know, let's say they're very shy. They don't want to go out in public. They don't like talking to people face to face. But if all you have is a headphone and you're talking to, you know, cartoon characters practically in a video game, you're not going to be nervous,
right?
But people are going to get emotions, they're going to get feelings, and it's going to grow to.
This reminds me of a Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
Which one?
There's an episode where the two guys, they're best friends, and they end up started playing video games together, and one plays as a girl, and they start to fall in love with each other.
Yep, that's right. I didn't see that one, but I heard about that one.
Yeah, I remembered the episode perfectly when we're talking about it right now.
That's what's gonna happen.
Jeez, man.
I support it.
Hey, I'll play video games with you, bro.
Hey.
Let's do it. Listen, do you have anything up and coming that the people can know about that you are able to talk about right now?
Ooh, up and coming. Well,
Like, when's your music coming out? We know you're starting it. Do you have any kind of planned dates?
I'm running for president.
Awesome. 2020 or
2062.
2062?
2062. Get ready for that, guys.
I heard you had a podcast coming out called, what is it, Scherer?
Okay. So I'm doing a podcast called Share Your Hair,
Oh,
and it's where we're gonna donate hair.
cool. So everyone on just
No,
catch.
that was a lie. No, but I am doing a podcast though. It's gonna be coming out in like the next month.
Hell yeah. So stay on the lookout for that. And if you do want to donate your hair, there's Locks for Love. You can donate your hair if you have some extra hair that you would like to donate.
Or Share Your Hair.
Or Share Your Hair podcast. Where can the people find you, Mr. Corey?
They can find me at my house, 1382.
Whoa.
Wait, what? Oh, you meant like
Your
social media stuff?
yeah.
Oh. So all my social medias are pretty much just my name, Corey Scherer. And then get ready for some music, y'all, because you're gonna see some fire stuff. Pretty
I'm
soon.
ready. I'm
Yes.
gonna be shuffling out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they're tutting.
There we go. If you guys want to submit your own scares, you can call them in at 626-275-8695, or you can email them to shareyourscarepod@gmail.com, and maybe possibly you'll end up on the podcast. Mr. Corey Scherer, let's give him a round of applause.
He was a really good guest.
Great guest, man. One of the top. We love you so much. You're always welcome here on Share Your Scare, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, boys.
Stay sus. We love you.
Peace.
It sucks.